Hey, what's up? I'm going to do a really quick review of Breakfast at Tiffany's by Truman Capote. Alright, so there are two main characters in this novel. The narrator is Fred, and his actual name is not Fred. We actually don't know what his actual name is because Capote doesn't tell us. Fred is actually named by Holly Golightly, who names him Fred because he looks like her brother named Fred, and I just said Fred a lot. Holly is an 18-year-old hillbilly, basically, that moved to New York in order to become glamorous like the pages of the magazines that she was reading while she was in the country. So she gets to New York and she's basically an aspiring actress, and she doesn't have a job, so she gets her money by going out with different wealthy men and sleeping with them. Now, I call that a prostitute, but Capote calls her an American geisha, which is nicely put. Throughout the novel, Fred is forming a friendship with Holly, and Holly is trying to find the most wealthiest, did I say most wealthiest? The wealthiest bachelor in New York to marry. And throughout the novel, you really don't know what Holly's true intentions are, but you do know that Holly doesn't want to be a caged bird, which makes me wonder why she wanted to get married to Jose, who is the Brazilian man that she meets near the end of the novel. Well, I think Capote was completely and utterly right on target with this novella. I think this novella isn't for a lot of people. I feel like some people may think it's a slow read. I thought it was a slow read, but there was a lot of information. Capote is a very intricate writer, and he puts in a lot of detail that you really don't need to know, but it helps paint a more vivid picture in your head. I feel like the characters are very well rounded. You really see the faults in the characters, and you really see how real they are. Whereas the movie is completely different from the book. The movie makes it a love story, and it's not that. It's a story about two people trying to find their way through their lives and trying to find themselves in the end, and hopefully realizing that they've made a lot of mistakes and that they need to not make them again. And Holly doesn't really see that. She completely and utterly keeps putting herself in situations that she shouldn't be in. And I think it's interesting because this is set in the 1940s, and at that time, I'm pretty sure it wasn't acceptable to be an 18-year-old sleeping around with different men for money. But I guess it was because she did it. So I would give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I give it a 4 out of 5 because it's a slow read at first, and the pacing is good near the middle of the book till the end. And I give it a 4 out of 5 also because the plot isn't completely strung together. It's just a series of events that Fred narrates. I feel like some characters weren't necessary in the book. I feel like other characters that were in the book could have been focused on a little bit more. I really wish that the relationship between Holly and Fred was a little more established. I believe that the way that Capote wrote the book makes Holly look like a complete and utter user. I feel like she uses everyone in her life, and she takes advantage of those that are actually there to help her, which is really sad because Fred actually tries to help her and tries to be a good friend, but it's kind of hard to be a good friend to somebody that is stuck in their own way. And in the end, Holly is saying that she doesn't want to be trapped in the cage, but in actuality, she put herself in that cage. So yeah, I hope that book review made some sense. And if it didn't, I'm sorry. I was trying to make this short as possible and also not give away everything. And give you my opinion on it. I think that it's a breath of fresh air actually compared to the movie. The movie is a ton of bull, basically. The movie is loosely based off the book. It's kind of an insult that they even use the same name and the same character names because it doesn't have the substance that the book has. It has one-dimensional characters, in my opinion. It's a chick flick, basically. It is a chick flick. The movie does show the flaws, but not as well as Capote did in the book, and that's really sad because I feel like as a movie watcher, you're really missing out on the whole effect of the character. You really don't get to see the whole character because you're focused on a love story that shouldn't even be there. But anyway, I'm gonna start ranting now. So let me stop. So I will be back with another book review, and it's probably gonna be on one of the John Green books that I've read. I'm probably going to do The Abundance of Catherines because I love that book so much.